Aloha, hello world. We're here with Daniel Foster. Today, May 21st, 2025. As part of the World Cup Roller Pigeon Finals. Daniel Foster is going to fly tomorrow morning early. And so, Daniel, we want to hear about, you've been doing great these last few years, and here you are again in the finals. You have a few families. We're going to try to, we'll give it the name, the family, or a few families that you have. We're going to key in on the bikers. Okay, but the other families that you have are?
Sparks axles. I think I've been working with those probably the longest that I actually fly. And then the Raz axle Aberdeen.
They're both South African. Yep.
Right. Yeah. And then now I have the McKinney birds.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
my biker stuff.
Okay. So let's talk about the biker birds. We're gonna see Brian tomorrow, and I'll ask him that. So the biker birds, let's say you lock them down in the winter. Do you lock down in the winter?
Yes.
Okay. So how far out? Say you found out you're gonna be flying in competition in a month. What are we doing here to get them ready? You're like, oh shoot, okay, this is what I gotta do.
Okay, well the first thing I do, I'll go anywhere from 5 to 10 days of straight barley.
So that's how many days out?
So this is before I even get them out.
20 days?
This is going to be up to 30 days out.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Before you even let them out for?
5 to 10 days before I even let them fly, they go on barley.
Barley, got it.
Yeah, get the weight off of them.
Okay.
Okay, and then once they go in the air, I go 10% barley, 70% wheat, and 20% Milo. And they get that for 6 days, and they get 1 rest day per week. They fly 6 days, they get a rest day. Okay, they get a boost, and I decide whether I'm gonna throw a mix or if I'm gonna throw straight peas at them or what I'm gonna do. And then as you progress, the bikers take a little bit longer to get ready. They're about right around, give or take, 20 days. And so if you got them flying too high, then you take away the Milo. And if you have to, if that still don't work, then you switch over to white wheat. And that should lower them down. And that it does lower them down. And then to raise them back up, you can add red wheat or Milo. And you can that's how you control their height, pretty much. I mean, if you got hawk attacks, you're not going to control it. They're gonna evade, so they're gonna go up or over or somewhere. But then, so you just watch them, and they'll slowly. Each time you give them that little boost and that rest day, they will come out real waterfally after the first day. And then they'll slowly start putting the brakes together. And usually right around 15 days, you'll start to see some brakes. And then when you hit that 20-day mark, they're gonna start hammering. And then you wanna start resting them.
Okay, so when you say 20 days,
it's usually
20 days out from flight.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never competed with the bikers, so it's just what I've played around with here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So up to, now let's look at the week before. Where are we at now? From the 20 days out to, what are you feeding them right now, about a week out?
Okay, so you can give them a third of Austrian peas and some red wheat and some millet. You know, and of course you got to watch what they're doing. If they get too strong, you got to park their butts for a day or two. I mean,
and when you say too strong?
Too strong, they'll be up there
high up,
and they'll fly for an hour and a half.
Okay. 2
hours. So you'll start losing control of them. They get too strong, they start losing all their body weight. And then, so to bring them down, you just rest them, feed them up. It only takes like 3 days, and you'll have control of them again. But I have not competed with the bikers. It's just what I've done here, playing around with them on my own time, you know. But,
okay.
The Sparks axle birds, in In the summertime, it's only, of course, I'll go 5 days usually on barley. I used to go 10, but I figured out 5's enough. And then it's usually right around 9 days in the spring or summer, they'll start hammering. And then you gotta, they work really hard. They're hard-working birds, so you gotta really pay attention to what you're doing. You gotta keep the feed on them. If you play with the feed, you're gonna lose them. They're gonna DQ on you every time. I mean, they're difficult to fly.
Constant.
Yeah.
Stick to what they're.
You gotta be grabbing birds. You gotta be filling them. You gotta feel their weight. I mean, they're a pain in the butt. They really are. They're a really good pigeon. They're probably one of my favorites as far as quality and speed goes that I have. And then the pones seem to be really easy. That, you know, you put them on the, what Razak showed me, the same thing as though I did with the bikers. I learned this from Pone. 10% barley, 70% wheat, 20% Milo, and then give them a rest day. And they're normally, wintertime will be more like 15 days for some reason. I don't know what that is, but it's usually right, your window when you hit your peak will be 9 to 15 days in there. And you know, some springs it's 9 days, you know. You get 9 days out and they're on fire, and then you gotta start backing off because you don't want to burn them out before the fly.
Yeah, you don't want to peak them too early.
Right.
So how are they flying, even rolling specifically, before they hit that peak? How are they looking? Can you sometimes see that, wow, these things are sloppy, but you know where they're going to be at here in the next however?
Well, I can tell they'll start when you first start seeing them. They'll start waterfalling, and then all of a sudden you'll see, okay, for instance, during a 20-minute fly, you'll see 3 really nice breaks. Okay, so you know you're getting close. You're gonna see them hit in the next 2 or 3 days. You're gonna start seeing the big breaks. Okay, and then once they've done their thing.
Sorry. When you said 3, you're saying 3 birds or 3 big breaks?
3 big breaks in
okay.
a fly. You'll see a couple big breaks, and you know. And this is we're talking about a veteran team here, not
right.
young birds.
Right, and this is about how
a 3-year-old team. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So then yeah. So they'll come out and then you rest them and feed them back up. You give them their rest day. You give them. I like throwing mix at them when they're like that, and then. If I need to, depending on where my window is, I want to go, I'll rest 2 days or whatever. But when you get them back out, that first day, they're going to start waterfalling on you again. Second day, they're going to clean it up a little more. The third day, they're going to clean it up a little more. The fourth day, they're probably going to start catching fire, if not the 5th day. So that's their way they work here. Yeah. And if you keep flying them, they're gonna, and it's one of the most frustrating things to figure out. They're gonna be on once you've peeked them out and they're done. They're gonna be on the deck. They're gonna be on top of the trees, and they're gonna be rolling into the trees. You're gonna be hitting roofs, and you're gonna end up with a bunch of hurt birds. You know, you got to get them up off the deck. You got to get them up there in the air because they roll. They got plenty of roll in them.
So somebody not understanding that may give up on those birds.
Right. If you don't give them enough feed, they're gonna look like crap birds.
These are not birds you want.
These are not birds you dinker with the feed. You got to pour the coals on them. Yeah.
There you have it, folks. We got some experience here from Daniel Foster with those specific 3 families he mentioned. He's got another family we're gonna let Brian talk about, the Irish with.
Yeah, Brian's been flying them longer than me. I just started. I'm trying to learn as much as I can from him.
But no, thank you for that information. He's taking me around again. World Cup finals for Daniel Foster tomorrow. Daniel, it's your day, buddy. Here you go. That's you. That's yours.
Thank you. Look at that.
Going for qualified.
Captain.
Capitan. Good deal. Thanks again.
Thank you
for taking me around, and
thank
congratulations for doing your thing.
Welcome and thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah.